Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. So John Cena had his last match last night, and I am very mixed on the results. I understand what they're trying to do with Gunther and giving him that win. In fact, letting him be the one to tap out Cena for the first time in like 23 years, they said. There's big significance in that. And I want you to think about this for a second. Obviously, I was annoyed. I'm like, well, don't make him tap out. But if he just pinned him normally, I don't think it would have the repercussions that it's going to have for Gunther. What I mean by that is, look at what they did with Brock Lesnar defeating Undertaker for the streak, right? Now, Brock didn't need that because Brock is freaking Brock Lesnar. But having defeated Undertaker at WrestleMania, ending the streak, Paul Heyman was able to keep this storyline going, keep this thing going, I want to say for like years and years and years. He beat Undertaker. He's the beast incarnate. And they used that and positioned him as the biggest, baddest heel in the company. I think they're trying to do that with Gunther, or Gunther. I always get yelled at for saying it wrong, but Gunther. I'm just going to say Gunther. It's Gunther. That's how they pronounce it. Anyway, so I feel like they're really trying to position Gunther as one of the pillars of heels, right? Because after Roman pretty much is done, I mean, he's trying to come back. He's part-time. We need a full-time heel that comes in, wins the belt, keeps it for 2 years, beats everybody, cheats, wins. He needs a manager ASAP. I wonder if Gunther will join the Vision. I feel like that stable's getting a little too big, though. Gunther needs a manager. I don't know who it will be, but he needs a Paul Heyman to really drive home his heel status. Every great major megaton heel has had a great manager. And I feel like if they give him that, he could be that super heel that they're trying to build him up as. And he could be their heel they use for the next 10, 15 years of the company that everybody hates. Because no matter where Gunther goes, he's going to get booed out of the building for tarnishing, in people's eyes, the memory of John Cena. They ruin their memory of their hero, especially John Cena fans. Like, just think about that for a second. All Gunther has to do, he doesn't have to say jack crap for any promo. All he has to do is come out, do the "you can't see me" thing, come out in Cena's gear, and get so much megaton heat that he will be the most hated guy. He'll be like the Iron Sheik was, where people would come and stab him and they hated his guts terribly, but he always stayed in character. Gunther could be the next Iron Sheik, in my opinion, the ultimate bad guy for wrestling. And WWE needs that right now because we don't have a bad guy now that Roman's done. We need that next super heel. And I think if they book him correctly, if Triple H doesn't screw this up, I really think Gunther could be that guy. Anyway, so to continue the video, I wanted to go over to the SmackDown Hotel. Once again, they have a list of every accomplishment Cena has done in the WWE, and then we'll wrap up the video with how Cena affected my life, with weight loss, me wanting to get into wrestling, all that kind of stuff, all those goodies. All right, so let's go over to the SmackDown Hotel, and then we'll go from there. So here we are once again over on the SmackDown Hotel. Shout outs to them. I like I've always said, every time I use this website, they're my favorite wrestling website. They have all this information for every superstar, not just video games. They show every game that they've been in and everything. So anyway, here is John Cena's accomplishment page and everything. It says titles and accomplishments. It says WWE Triple Crown Champion, WWE Grand Slam Champion, World Wrestling Entertainment Championships he's won. So he won the WWE World Heavyweight Undisputed WWE Championship 14 times because they combined it with the Universal. He won the World Heavyweight Championship 3 times. It was always weird seeing him with that championship because he was the poster child for WWE. So every time he won the WCW belt, I was like, it's a little weird, but hey, whatever. And then the U.S. title was 5 times. The Intercontinental Championship, which we just saw during his last run. I'm so glad that they did that because it worked out perfectly. It just perfectly worked out. He was able to put over Dom in the end. Made Dom look like $1 million. And the Judgment Day because they hadn't really done much recently. So it kind of reestablished them as a threat to the company. So that's good. A 2-time World Tag Team Championship. He only won it twice? 20 years, and I guess, well, yeah, they kept him in the main title scene so much, so yeah. 2-time WWE Tag Team Championship. Says, oh yeah, once with Shawn Michaels for the other one, and one with Batista. One with David Otunga, and one with The Miz. I forgot he won the championship with The Miz. That's funny. 2-time Royal Rumble winner in 2008 and 2013. 1-time Mr. Money in the Bank, 2012 WWE title. Ohio Valley Wrestling, so OVW. He won the OVW Heavyweight Championship 1 time. He won the OVW Southern Tag Team Championship with Rico Costanino. Ultimate Pro Wrestling, UPW, that's kind of funny, Ultimate. 1 UPW Heavyweight Championship. Now here's where we get into other accomplishments. And look at this list of accomplishments that he's had. So we'll go through these real quick. It says WWE Slammy Award Superstar of the Year, 2009, 2010, and 2012. WWE Slammy Award Match of the Year, 2013 versus The Rock at WrestleMania 29. 2014, Team Cena versus Team Authority, traditional elimination match at Survivor Series. WWE Slammy Award OMG Moment of the Year, 2025, for turning on Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber, Toronto. That was an epic moment. WWE Slammy Award Holy Schming Move of the Year, 2010, Attitude Adjustment to Batista through the stage. WWE Slammy Award Game Changer of the Year, 2011, with The Rock. Slammy Award Kiss of the Year with AJ Lee. I forgot about that. Slammy Award Insult of the Year, 2012, Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero. Yeah. Slammy Award The Hero in All of Us Award, 2015. Number 1 in the PWI 500, 2006, 2007, 2013. Nice. PWI Most Popular Wrestler of the Decade, 2000s, 2010s. PWI Wrestler of the Year, 2006, 2007. PWI Match of the Year, 2006 versus Shawn Michaels at Raw of the 2013 versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2014 versus Bray Wyatt at Payback 2016 versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam. And then PWI Feud of the Year, 2006 versus Edge versus CM Punk. I'm really bummed Edge wasn't able to come back and do something with him. That would have been super cool. PWI Most Popular Wrestler of the Year, 2004, 5, 7, and 12. Holy crap. PWI Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, 2003. 1 Best Box Office Draw, 2007. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame Induction, Class of 2012. 1 Wrestler of the Year, 2007, 2010. 1 Most Charismatic of the Decade, 2000 to 2009. Oh, and 2009. Or no. Was that through 2009 or 2000 and 2009? Because there's a... Oh, wow. That's... Holy crap. 1 Most Charismatic, 2006, 2010. 1 Feud of the Year, 2011 versus CM Punk. 1 Match of the Year, 2011 versus CM Punk at WWE Money in the Bank. 1 Best Gimmick, 2003. 1 Best on Interviews, 2007. Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award, 2018. The Baltimore Sun's Best Feud of the Decade, 2010 versus Edge. Wow, this is a lot of achievements. The Baltimore Sun's Wrestler of the Year, 2007-2010. The Baltimore Sun's Match of the Year, 2007 versus Shawn Michaels on Raw, 4/23. The Baltimore Sun's Feud of the Year, 2010 versus The Nexus. Rolling Stones WWE Match of the Year, 2015 versus Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. Rolling Stones Best Storyline, 2015 versus Kevin Owens. Rolling Stones Best Promos, 2015, tied with Kevin Owens. Guinness World Record, most wins for the WWE Championships, 13 title victories. Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame induction, class of 2015. Make-A-Wish Foundation Chris Grisius Celebrity Award. I'm sure I'm going to get yelled at for that. Make-A-Wish Foundation Special Recognition Award for being the first to grant 300 wishes. Sports Social TV Entertainer of the Year, 2014. Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure Grand Marshal, 24. I remember that, 2014. God, that was that long ago. Man, I'm getting old. USO Legacy of Achievement Award, 2016. Holy crap. And then we get a cool little look here at every single wrestling game he's been in. So we'll look at that real fast. Then we'll wrap up the video here pretty soon. All right, so it looks like Here Comes the Pain. was his debut game on PS2. The best wrestling game to me, and the one that really made me want to go play every single other wrestling game. I played SmackDown. I played SmackDown 2. I played SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. And I believe was Here Comes the Pain after Shut Your Mouth, and then it was Just Bring It. So it was, that's right, SmackDown, SmackDown 2, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown Just Bring It, then Here Comes the Pain. I always forget those. It's Just Bring It and Shut Your Mouth are the two I always get mixed up. So yeah, Here Comes the Pain. So when that game came out, I was already fans of the other wrestling games. When this game came out, this was awesome. The impact, the animations, the feel, the gameplay, everything, the speed was super fun. It's to this day, it's probably my favorite wrestling game. I wish they could take that exact engine, polish it up a little bit, controls and everything, make it to where you can actually turn instead of just running in a straight line, and literally just use that. Use that story mode, use all of that stuff, just modernize it, make it look pretty. Don't give us 1,000 microtransactions. Give us the modern create a wrestler with all the bells and whistles, the community creations, all the new parts, everything, and you have the perfect wrestling game, in my opinion. That game was freaking awesome. Add universe mode, add my GM, all the new modes. I want that back. Anyway, and then he was in SmackDown. He's pretty much in every mainline wrestling game since Here Comes the Pain. So SmackDown vs. Raw, SmackDown vs. Raw 06, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, WWE 12, WWE 13, 2K14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, all the way up till to now. And because he is a WWE guy, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in every single wrestling game forever, even after he passes away. He's going to be in every wrestling game that's a WWE wrestling game, pretty much till the end of time, in my opinion. And then other wrestling games, he was in a game called Undefeated. Not familiar with that one. Battlegrounds. Oh, that game sucked. Universe, Mayhem, Tapmania, Champions, WWE 2K Mobile, Immortals. I really wish this was a console game. This game was super cool, but it was stuck on the stupid phones. I would love for this to be a mainline game. It doesn't even have to be a wrestling game. It was just cool seeing all the wrestlers look like Mortal Kombat characters. That was awesome. In fact, make those skins in 2K, since you like doing skins and stuff, or Persona cards even. I would go for those because those are cool. Supercard, WWE WrestleFest, All Stars, another awesome. That's my tied for top favorite wrestling game just because of the crazy gameplay. LOWM, Legend of WrestleMania, Plug and Play, Day of Reckoning 2. I have not played Day of Reckoning 2. I need to play that on the channel because everybody tells me it's awesome. I played Day of Reckoning and WrestleMania 19 and 18, but I never played Day of Reckoning 2. In fact, it's on my shelf. I bought it last year or the year before for my collection? I just haven't gotten around to playing it. Sound in the comments below if you want me to play that on the channel. In fact, we might do that in early January just for fun. Aftershock, WrestleMania 21, probably the worst of the Xbox OG games. SmackDown Mobile, Survivor Series, Day of Reckoning, Raw 2. And then, of course, my third favorite wrestling game, WrestleMania 19. This did have my favorite mode, however, and that's the Revenge Tour mode. That was super cool. Alright, so there are all his appearances. Now, so to wrap up the video, I just want to talk about like a little personal thing, side thing, of why I wanted to become a wrestler. Now, it's not because, Cena was my hero, all this stuff. It was more of, I was into wrestling casually during the Attitude Era, during the Golden Era with Hogan and all them. If you haven't been on the channel before, the reason for that is because growing up, parents were religious. They didn't like me watching wrestling. It was too violent, but I would sneak and watch it when I could. And then around when Brock and John Cena first got there, I really started getting into the games, which made me want to watch the show. And I really started getting into the show and seeing Brock Lesnar and John Cena and their strength, their crazy feats, everything they did in that ring. Like, it just clicked for me. It's like, I want to do this for a living. I want to become a wrestler. And at the time, I was almost 400 pounds. I was out of shape, hadn't touched a weight in my life. I could eat a whole pizza. I could eat a ton of Wendy's foods. I'd get like 2 or 3 burgers and a bunch of McNuggets after school. I was a big kid. So seeing these guys do all these crazy things, I'm like, man, I want to look like that. I want to be able to do stuff like that. I want to be able to lift a guy 3 times my size and body slam. That looks so cool. It looks so fun. So then I started getting into the weightlifting. And as I was doing that, I really just started, I lost over 150 pounds, right? And eventually I was working at Target at the time, and one of my coworkers, his name was Colossus, and I'm not joking. It was his legal name. He must have changed it, because I'm like, who's going to name their kid Colossus? His name was Colossus. He was 7'2", and he used to be a wrestler. And he had friends in the Portland, Oregon area that were still wrestling. So he made a phone call to one of their training camps, told them he had somebody that was interested, and he took me over there, and that's where it all began. I started wrestling, and it was funny, is my first night practicing, this is after I lost all my weight, I was down to 155, the lowest I ever was. I've gained a few pounds since then. So I was down to 155, super light on my feet. The first night, he throws me into the corner, Colossus does. He gives me a clothesline in the corner. Since I was super green and untrained, I didn't feed out like you're supposed to, and I got a massive concussion. And I missed a couple days of work, and I didn't come back to the training thing for a month. They thought I wimped out. I'm like, nah, I just got hurt. And I eventually started coming back, and then Colossus, his wife, the reason why he stopped wrestling is because she didn't want him to wrestle. She was afraid he's going to get hurt. Like, dude, he's 7'2", he's a monster. He's going to be fine. But he was a super nice guy, and he really set me up. So then I ended up training and wrestling and becoming a ref for 6 years in the Portland, Oregon area. I even went up to ECCW, the Canadian wrestling that I think is closed down now, way back when, and I even did their Agri-Fair show, I believe it was called, where they would have a fairground show every year and showcase talent. The whole thing was free. You could just come in and watch, and it would help them talent scout, basically. And one of their talents, one of the guys I rode with in the car and drove him up there, was Silas, the Thrillbilly, Silas Mason, who is now wrestling for, I think it's NWA, and I think he's their champion right now. So I got to drive him up there. I'm sure he'll deny it if anybody says anything, but yeah, it was him and Rusty Diamond, who I believe is doing commentary for one of the Portland shows also. Look up Rusty Diamond. He's a funny dude. Nick Radford, he wrestles around the Seattle and Portland area. There's a bunch of old people. Ricky down in Salem, Oregon, who has his school down there. He was one of my trainers. He would come and go. He wasn't like the main trainer. He wasn't one of the main teachers. He would just come and help out when he could, because he was, he's a busy family man. I'm so happy that he has his own school now, because when he was there, we learned a lot. The guy had a great mind for the business, clearly, because look at his school down there in Salem, Oregon. So if you live on this side of the U.S., or you live in Canada on this side, and you want to become a professional wrestler, go to his school. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he's probably one of the best. Absolutely. The place I trained at, DOA Asylum, has since closed down. They still do shows, but they don't have a training school anymore. Pretty sure they just ship everybody to the Salem school. I would love to go back down there, but I don't know, man. I'm worried that if I get in there, I'm just gonna look like a fool and hurt myself, because I have extreme ring rust. I haven't been in a wrestling ring since 2019, right before the pandemic happened. In 2020, the very beginning, I was really trying to get back into wrestling, and then the world completely shut down during the pandemic. And I haven't been in a wrestling ring since 2019. And man, I miss just the setup of the ring, the atmosphere, being in the back, talking wrestling, just being around that, just being around wrestling, just being around the ring, stepping foot in the ring, running the ropes, the building it was super fun. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it. Some of the wrestlers, even the young guys, were entitled, like, oh, I'm on the card, I'm not building the ring. It's like, dude, you're getting, like, one of the few guys getting actually paid, not with a hot dog. You're actually getting paid, or with food or whatever, or sweets, or, oh, thanks for coming. Although near the end there, they were giving me some money, so I was pretty happy about that. But I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because it was a blast. It's the most fun thing I've ever done, and if my body wasn't in such a bad shape, I would go back to it tomorrow. It was very fun to do, even though wasn't very good at it. I was a great ref. I could probably go back and ref, but I don't know, man. I'm afraid if I go back and open that Pandora's box, it might just, I don't know. I might want to get back in the ring and, like I said, end up hurting myself all over again. Anyway, so those are just some thoughts. Overall grade for Cena's retirement, I'd give it a solid B+. There was a lot of missed opportunities, in my opinion. And the ending. I understand what they're trying to do with Gunther, but, I mean, who else would you want to see him wrestle? Jey Uso? I'm pretty sure people are pretty much done trying to get Jey Uso as a main guy. He's definitely a tag team guy. Poor Jey Uso. I feel bad for him. Anyway, sound off the comments below. What do you make of John Cena's last match and his retirement run? And do you think Brock Lesnar will retire next year? And obviously AJ, and who else? When's CM Punk going to retire? Because he's getting up there too. You know you're getting old when all the people you grew up watching are pretty much done. Painful realization. Anyway, thank you for watching, and stay frosty.